All right, everyone, welcome back. We are continuing our Halloween card making, and Simon Says Stamp just released this beautiful wafer die that says "You Are Magic." This is brand new this year, and they sent this to me to create with. And when I saw it, I was reminded of a previous stamp set that they had. This is such a fun Hocus Pocus stamp set. It's got some really fun little images to color. I have the coordinating dies for that. So what I want to do first is I have the wafer die here. And I'm going to take a card panel and think through how I want to stamp my images out, because my thought is that I'm just going to stamp right on my panel and not use the dies and then have the sentiment be our dimension. But before I do that, I'm going to do something else. Hold on, I almost forgot. I wanted to do a beat the clock. So I am going to set this for 1 hour, and we're going to see if I can make this card in 1 hour or less. I'm pretty sure I can, but I'm going to be doing some coloring, so sometimes that takes me a while. Okay, what I want to do first is take my panel, and I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4, just like that. And then I'll bring my Misty in, and let's see about placement for our stamps. Here's my card panel. And because this says "You Are Magic," I want to focus on more of the images with the wands. I think those are so cute. I have done the girl on the broom in previous videos, or in a previous video, but I want to do, I think, a different one this time. Maybe this girl, she would be fun. I like her too, but I want to frame the sentiment. So I think I want this girl here, and then the boy down here. And then what we'll do is, let me take the outline layer here. I want to be careful though to not cut off his face. Hold on. Ooh, I like that because we're having some equal margins on the top there and on the sides. So that looks pretty good. And then that looks pretty good just like that. Although move that up a little bit and I move this down a little bit, then we have equal margins everywhere. Got about 1/4 inch margin, and then we'll get a little bit more of her outfit, which is super cute. Okay, I think I'll do something like that. Now I do want to color with Copics, so I'm going to use a Copic friendly ink to stamp this out. So let's do a couple coats of ink here. There we go. Oh, that looks great. Oh, we need to get the tip of her hat. I think that was on my end for ink placement. We'll get it the second time around. Okay, aren't they cute? So cute. And I might come back through with some additional embellishments. Oh, my paper shifted. I wonder if I can do this way. I can. I was gonna say, you're not gonna see through that. I might come back through with additional stamps. I think they have some fun little stars and things like that. Okay, double stamp. There we go, that looks great. Okay, I'm gonna set this to the side and clean off my stamps, and then I'm going to think through my Copic markers. So let me go ahead and put my stamps back, and then I'm going to think through which markers I want to use. Okay, I think I have the colors that I want. So I'm going to zoom in, and then I'm going to zoom with the fast forward here, but you can watch the clock tick down. And then I'm also going to, if you click on the title of the video, you'll see all the materials I'm using, but you'll also more specifically see the actual Copic colors that I'm using. So let's go ahead and get started and get this all colored. my goodness, thank goodness for the white gel pen, because this set is so fine line that even when I am like super focused, and I know you can get the nubs for the Copics, but I trained myself to use the brush tip, and I'm really happy I did, because then I don't have to replace all those. However, oh my goodness, this was challenging because it was very fine line. So I got it all done. It looks good, but I recommend, if you are Copic coloring or have times when you just get out of the lines, be sure you have my favorite is the size 10 pen. I'll link it down below. It is a lifesaver. Oh, and also I'm going to bring that back in because I'm also going to do, the real reason I have this is to do some fun accents on my drawings, or my little stamped images. So I'm going to add some accents just to make this really fun, give a little bit more of a boost. And I don't go really overboard with this, but I like to add a few. Okay. And I don't really play the light or shadow, and I don't really take it seriously. So sometimes I put it over my shadow, which technically is not right, but I think it looks cute. Or if I have a color that I feel is hard to see the highlight, then I'll put it over the darkest part. Okay, so let me just add a couple more. Let's do something here. And I think that will look really cute. Okay, so now let's put the Copics back. Now I'm going to take my sentiment. Okay, I'm about 25 minutes in. I'm going to take my sentiment and we're going to put that right in the middle there, which I think will be super cute. And I have to decide what I want to do for color here. If I want to bring in a lavender, that could be so cute for the background layer. It matches pretty well. And unfortunately, we're going to cover up a bit of this purple when we do our sentiment. So let's see what that would look like. And I know you're probably like, in fact, I probably didn't need to do all of that. You're probably wondering why I did, and sometimes it's just hard for me to visualize where it's going to cut off, so I just end up coloring the entire image. So you certainly don't have to, but for me it's kind of easier to not think about it and just color the whole image than to stop and think about it. All right, so I'm going to do, I think it would be cute to do the background in purple. Let's see if we like that. Ooh, that could be fun. Okay, and I know it's covering up some, but I think it's still going to be cute. We are going to go and add some additional fun. And if you wanted, though, hold on, if you want to not have it cover up a lot of that, you could omit the shadow layer and just do this layer, just the words. So you can do that as well. And I think I'm just going to do one layer this time. You could cut this out multiple times and add multiple, or glue multiple layers together for sure. Okay, oh, these are all, I don't know why I didn't think that through. Okay, these are all, oh, actually that is just separate. Okay, you are magic. Okay, and then where is the little dot to the eye? Okay, I'm just gonna get a preview here of how this would look. I think that would look darn cute. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so now I need some liquid glue. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. Sometimes it makes me a tad anxious to be that close because I feel like I have no room to breathe. Okay, so I need some room for all of my things. Let me know if you do Halloween cards. I have fun doing Halloween cards. I think they are so fun. And when you're doing these, you're just going to kind of line them up with the edge, or not line them up with the edge. You are going to float them within that little shadow area. Okay, let me add that there. Oh, I'm using a different glue while I'm waiting for my other one to come in, and it's a little bit watery. So I'm going to link for you my favorite glue, because I don't link things that I don't absolutely adore. So just know this one's a little watery and my other glue is fabulous. Okay, magic kind of doing this a little bit haphazardly. We're just kind of going all over the place with the word here. Okay, let's do the dot to the eye right there. A little pickup stick is super helpful for tiny things like that. Oh, I love how that's looking. It's so soft too. I like to do a more soft color palette for Halloween, like some purples and teals, and sometimes I bring in a sherbet, but I just like that soft nature. I'm gonna kind of dab off some of that glue because it kind of got a little bit much. Okay, slowly we are getting this sentiment together, just like that. Okay, and then we have the Y. Okay, that looks awesome. Let me get some of these things off to the side here. Now, before I put this on my card base, which is what I was going to do, let me go ahead and decide on some additional stamps. So, this stamp set is super cute. It has some cute little stars, which is where I'm kind of at for this. I really want to do some of these stars. There's also this little, oh, that would be cute too for, let's do that too. Gosh, what would you call it? Kind of like the burst from the wand? I mean, I don't even know. Okay, so, oh, I was wondering, what is that? That kind of scared me for a second. I forgot that I had that. Whoops. Seems like a long time ago, about an hour to be exact. Okay, so I have this so far, which I think is super fun. And I'm gonna leave that there so I can decide on placement for everything else. You know what? I might just do these little, should I do the burst? I don't know. It is pretty cute. It just kind of seems like a lot for some reason. So I'm gonna do, you know what I could do is I could use these little stars, and then I will add some sequins as well to bring my sparkle in. So I'm going to add them. These are just kind of like little magic stars, right? I want to have some of those. And pop that down and say a prayer. You know what? I'm not going to double stamp it because it looks awesome. And we have no room for mistakes because I colored on the actual panel. So I want to make sure I'm very, very careful here. Okay, so I'm going to do the other one down here, which that looks good. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to color back some of that color that bled through. Okay. And that all squared away. And okay, super, super sweet. Let's put the stamps officially away. And again, I'm going to do some fun with some sequins as well in a moment. All right, let's pop this on a card base and then we can add our sequins. Okay, I'm going to do a gray card base. I think that will be really pretty. I have this folding at the top, so I'm going to have my cardstock at 11 by 4 1/4, and I will score at 5 1/2. Let's write the center. Let's get this a little bit. There we go. Okay, now we so far have a very flat card, which is just fine, but I'm going to grab foam tape for some dimension, back side, and I'll add 3 strips of foam tape just to boost this up a little bit. My goodness, I have not been to my craft room in probably a week and a half. I've been enjoying summer, and I tell you, when I don't craft or take a break, it is really hard for me to get back in the groove. Like right now, I'm like, where are my things? I don't even know where stuff is, or I feel jumbled. I don't know. I have to get back in my groove. It is back to school time soon, and then I feel like we are all craving our routine, but I'll be back to my routine as well. So, all right, let's pop this up. Let's pop it up the right way. And, oh, that looks cute. I don't think I've ever done a gray card base. So that is the first for that. Now we can zoom back in a little bit now that we've simplified our craft supplies a bit. And then for this one, I am going to use some foam squares because usually I will cut out like multiple purples, multiple white pieces and really have it bumped up. But this time I kept it simple. So I am going to bump this up with some foam tape to add a little boost here. Okay, and I'm gonna trim some apart just to get a little bit more accurate size. Okay, that should be fine. Also, I ordered my foam squares when I first started card making, which was 3 years ago. I am just now thinking about reordering. They have lasted so long, and I'm not really, I don't know, I use them quite a bit and I don't really save them, so there's that. Okay, I am gonna do this just like that. So is this all straight? Okay, you are magic. Just like that. Okay, now we'll have fun with a little boost with our sequins. Now there's multiple that we could try here. We could do a peach, which well, it kind of gives the pumpkin-y look to it. So hold on, that is nice. We also have this kind of iridescent one, which is, ooh, I like that. Kind of adds a little bit more magical, whimsy look to it. I don't know which one. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe I do like that. We also have a gold disc. Also, these little containers are just from Dollar Tree. Oh, the gold disc is really neat too. I feel like I really liked this, but now I feel like it's not giving the contrast I need, so that one's gonna be out. Put that away. I like the gold, but I don't know what I feel. I'm just not feeling as much as this kind of peachy one. And I like that it's kind of matching the hair in terms of tone a little bit, but I also like that it's giving that kind of fall pumpkin element too. So we're gonna do that. And what I'm going to do is a trio. I'm gonna have one kind of popping out from here, I think. Oh goodness, there's so much glue. Oh, I'm used to my other glue. We're gonna have to do a big sequence there. It'll just have to dry really well. Okay, let's tuck one there. Okay, that looks good. And then we'll do this cutie and a tiny one, which is this one. Okay, that's cute. And then for other sequins, I think I'm going to bring 2 more. I usually kind of do them below and above the sentiment, but I think I'm actually going to kind of extend it down here. I think that'll be pretty and work really well. So I'm gonna do a medium and just like that. Okay, I think that's really cute. And we have let's say 16. We have 16 minutes left. So that wasn't too bad. All right, I definitely beat the clock once again. I really was trying to find a card that would be a little bit harder to do within an hour, but I was able to do that this time. I think that turned out super cute. It's fun and magical, of course. So be sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Click on the title of the video if you would like to see all of the supplies I used, and I'll see you in the next video.